Hello, and welcome to our housing how-to on contract renewals and selection. This is for 2025-2026. For today's video, we're going to cover the contract renewal process for 2025-2026, housing signups, and summer 2025 extension contracts. First, let's talk about contract renewals. As a current resident, you have the option to renew your contract for housing for next year early. So this option is only for current residents. New residents will have to fill out a new housing application. So you have the opportunity now to go to the housing portal at www.tinyurl.com/UFS housing to complete your AY 2025-2026 room and board contract. If you complete this by March 31st, you will get to participate in our housing signups process, which we'll talk more about in a moment. When you do this, you will select that you want to stay in your same room for next year or pick a different room. You could also fill this out and then cancel before June 1st with no financial penalty. After June 1st, the penalty does go up to $200 and increases throughout the summer until August 1 when we hit our $1,000 contract buyout fee. If you aren't sure and you sign up after March 31st, you still can do so until April 10th at noon. Anyone who signs up between March 31st and April 10th at noon will still be able to participate in our housing signups, but will do so on the last day. Anyone who does not do this process will have to complete a new resident application for the fall, just as any other new resident, and be placed based on application submission date. So, housing signups. If you go through this process, you will be able to select your specific room when we have our housing signups week. This week will occur the week of April 7th. The first day, Monday, will be our displaced students. What is a displaced student? A displaced student happens to be a student that may be in a specific room that is not going to be available for next year. We have very few of these. However, we do offer the opportunity for those students who are displaced and cannot pick their specific room for next year to pick their rooms first through this process. We're still reviewing what students may not be in their rooms. And so if you get an email from housing letting you know, then that's how you will know you're in this group. April 8th is our same facility day. This means that if you are living in the Lions Den and you want to stay in the Lions Den for next year, you can pick from those Lions Den rooms on that day. At the same time, if you are a Sebastian Commons resident on this day and you are going to stay in Sebastian Commons for next year, you can pick from Sebastian Commons rooms on this day. On April 9th is different facility day. So if you are at the Lions Den and you're wanting to move to Sebastian Commons, this is the day that you will get to select, and vice versa. April 10th is cleared for those students who maybe are living on campus but have not yet completed as many credit hours as other students. So anyone who has less than 24 credit hours will pick on April 10th. Our last day is April 11th. This will be the group of students that signs their housing contracts after March 31st, but before April 10th at noon. So what to expect on your sign-up day. So the evening prior, you will receive access to the portal that you will sign up for your rooms. This way you can go ahead and browse through all this information. In fact, housing will send you kind of a mock of that prior to that day, so you have some access to look at that beforehand, but you will have access to your specific sign up the night before. This will be for view only. The following day at 7 a.m., that portal will open for you to go in and select your specific room. You will have until 3 p.m. that day to select your room. If you need help, the housing office will be open starting at 7 a.m. on that day in order to have some assistance. If you have any special requests, you can email housing. A few FAQs to kind of note. Roommates. If you are currently living with someone that you want to live with, or you have another roommate option, you need to work with that person if they're a current resident to pick the same room together on your specific day. We cannot hold rooms for anyone. If you have a day that you're picking your room and your roommate is going to pick the next day, for example, and you picked a room and you told them to go to that specific apartment and select that one, but it's full, then you can come to housing and talk to us, and we can look at putting you in a different room so that you and your roommate can both be in the same apartment together. But we cannot hold rooms for people. It is a first come, first served basis. If you are If you did not get the roommate that you wanted, you can also contact housing and let us know. Your resident director will work with you to try to make that work. Um, if you're wanting to live with someone who's a new resident for next year, be sure to have them put your name on their housing application as a roommate. What we'll do is we'll work with both you and them to try to get you into the same location. However, it's just not a guarantee. It depends on how full we are with current residents and then where they sit in the new resident submissions. We do place new residents based on their application submission date. Special rooms. We do offer some special rooms that we don't publicize at Sebastian Commons called exec rooms. As well as at the Lions Den, we offer doubles as singles and triples as doubles. These are going to be rooms that are larger spaces and you're paying more for that space. If that is of interest to you, please email housing and let us know and we'll put you on the wait list. We only offer these rooms later on in the summer if there is space available. And traditionally, we have not had the extra space, but you just never know. If you're interested in that, let us know so we can put you on the wait list because we do go by the date that you let us know for that. Married housing and special accommodations. If you do have a special accommodation that we need to know about to work with you, or if you're in married housing, your resident director is going to reach out directly to you to kind of work with you through this process. But if there's something we don't know about and you need to let us know about, please contact housing and let us know. For example, if you are not currently in married housing, but you plan to get married this summer, it's probably important to go ahead and let us know that so we can walk you through that process and make sure you have a secure spot to live in the fall. Flooring, first floor, and more. So whenever you go through this process, you will have the opportunity to kind of search for different features. So for example, if you want to live at Sebastian Commons, you might want to search for first floor apartments, or maybe flooring that is wood flooring, or maybe you want a sink in your bathroom. So there are different types and models of units. That said, maybe you don't find the exact unit you want. We recommend that you go ahead and you pick something that you'll be okay with, but then contacting us and letting us know what you would prefer. We can put you on a wait list for something of that nature. We do have cancellations all summer long. And so we do work through our wait list to make sure that students who are on that list do get into those apartments as they become available. More information about how the signups will work with kind of a demonstration will be coming in another video. Covered parking. If you are living at Sebastian Commons next year, you have the option to purchase additional covered parking. When doing so, if you're looking for covered parking, please just select yes to being interested in that on your application or on your contract. Anyone who says yes to that will have the opportunity to go through a parking lot like selection process later in April, and more information will come about that soon. All right, next we have summer 2020 extension contracts. If you are currently on a 9-month contract at the Lions Den or Sebastian Commons, you have the opportunity to extend your contract through this summer. If you're on an Academic Plus contract, that is a 12-month contract that you do not need to complete this process. If you're unsure, feel free to contact housing and we can double check your contract. If you're going to extend to the summer, you just need to know that summer residents all stay at Sebastian Commons. So if you're living at the Lions Den, you would move over to Sebastian Commons for the summer. And then we do our best to put you in your fall room. So if your fall room is available for summer, we will do our best to work you into that specific space so that reduces the number of times that you have to move. If it's not completely available, we will get you as close as we can to that so that your move, whenever it's time, will be fairly seamless. When it comes to spring move out in May, if you are planning to stay this summer, whether you're in the Lions Den or Sebastian Commons, you will not follow those move out procedures. You will stay in your current room until you have been contacted by your resident director. What happens during that time frame is we work to get your new space clean and ready for you to move into. And then as soon as we can, we will get you moved in to those spaces. Typically, that does happen during our summer move-in at the beginning of June. So you may spend a week or two, at worst 3, in your current space before moving. But we do not charge the summer rate doesn't begin until June. And so we're not really charging you extra for that interim couple of weeks as we kind of work through to get you into your space that you would prefer. We just want you to know that we're here to help as much as we can. This is kind of our housing crew as far as professional staff, but we also have many RAs and student staff that are here to help as much as possible. And just please let us know if you have any questions. You can email us at housing@ufs.edu, call us in the housing office at 479-788-7340. And then again, our housing portal link to do these contracts is going to be at www.tinyurl.com/UAFS housing.